All right. Okay. Pull yourself together.
Are you ready to be interviewed?
Yeah, I've been here. What are we doing? This is how my interviews go. I'm sorry. Here's my movie. All right. Being Robin. There it is. It's probably backwards, right?
No, it's not backwards.
Well, that's my plug for my
I'm a
movie.
little backwards, but there it is.
Oh, I would love to see. I mean, you're not a problem, and neither is your puppet. I forgot her name already.
AnaLynne.
AnaLynne. Okay. AnaLynne, can you gonna stick around? Are you gonna be here for a while? Is this just a cameo?
Well, normally she conducts the interviews, but if you want her to go away, she can, and I can interview you. But whatever you want to do.
I don't have
Oh
I
no.
don't either ways. Uh-oh, you're out of focus.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. What the hell?
Sandy was here.
Oh
Ah,
yeah, sorry, that's
welcome
my
back.
thing.
Oh my God. Some of that acid is coming back on me. I never did acid, by the way. It's a joke that all comedians do when stuff like that happens.
That's
Just like
okay.
when the siren goes in the background, they go, "Here comes my ride." Everybody does. I
It's
never
just
did
like,
acid.
oh,
Kids, you don't need drugs. The only high you need is laughter and love and being helpful. And I mean it, in case there's any kids watching. And adults too. That goes for you too. Okay, that's my public service announcement.
no, I enjoyed that. Keep going. No,
No, any more than that, I would be BSing you. That's it. I
wow, this is
have
fun.
I have the need to say I am doing just fine without any substances or alcohol. I'm naturally high. This is it. Sometimes I'm too high this way. I need to shut up now.
Too high on just purely being you.
Yeah, I mean it's a drug. Being on a show like this is we're having it's when people exchange ideas and creativity and play, they get high. They get a little endorphin buzz going on, and it's been that ever since we crawled out of the slime, out of the mud, and grew legs and walked away. We are primitive beings that respond to stimulus like good conversation. And when you bring out the doll, woo, party.
It is. It's a party. When there's a
And
puppet, it's a
then
party. I mean, you just honestly
well, you
can't
have
help
that
it.
quality too. When I met you, I thought this is somebody who's naturally high who does not need substances.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I won't.
Don't
I won't
think.
do any substances.
Don't thank me. It's an observation. Don't thank the messenger.
Well, what's the appropriate response?
Oh, well, thank God. If you're into
Well,
God,
thank God.
thank God you're good. You're okay.
I'm happy to be.
I don't know. Thank you is a good response. Anytime somebody pays you a compliment, I think it's just thank you is very nice. Don't say, oh no, I'm not. Because then they have to work harder to
Well,
prove
I
that you
didn't do
are.
that.
No, you did
Have to
good. I
say
think
thank you.
thank you's good. I
I
think
think so too.
you're very appropriate.
Good.
And so is your doll.
Thank you.
Ah, you did it. You won $1 million.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, of course. A million just for thank you. How
I
about
was
that?
holding my breath. I was holding my breath, hoping that she would say the right thing, and she did.
I always do. It's my thing. I always do.
Well, you have a lot of dignity for a puppet, a handmade, obviously with
Where
love.
a puppet? Where? I don't see one.
Oh my
I'm
God.
here.
Okay, a delusional being. Not unlike myself, who thinks I'm Robin Williams sometimes.
You want to talk about that?
No, I do not. But I
No?
will. I will. I will.
Well, we could
It's
just
hard
talk
to
about
be.
like, you as Roger. We could talk about anything you want. I mean,
Well,
I'd like to know when you realized you first wanted to enter the world of entertainment.
oh, I was probably 11. But probably before that, I was very adventurous and imaginative, and we always played, play acting, role playing, just stuff around the house, me and my sisters. Um, and then when I was 11, I started acting professionally at a dinner theater, Equity Chateau de Ville. I don't know if you've heard of it in Framingham, Saugus, and Randolph. Do you know Chateau de Ville?
Don't believe I do.
No, it's before your time. They were very elegant, big chandeliers, and I was in The King and I. And then I stayed an actor until I was about 14, and then I decided to be a tough guy and get out of acting. And then I went right back in when I was 16 and I haven't really looked back. And you know, I was a comedian when I was 18, and I got serious when I was 19, 20, moved to New York. I studied under Stanford Meisner, who's one of the great acting teachers. And after a period of time in New York, maybe, 7 years, I was disillusioned with the theater, and I became a stand-up again. I was in a miserable situation where this play ran on and on and on, and the director was an ogre, and I started getting into stand-up, and it got good to me. I did an act about a guy who's an impressionist who loses his mind on stage, and it grew some attention, and that was the beginning.
Well, so acting and entertainment has been a big part of your life, like before you've been doing it professionally.
Yeah, I think that naturally, and I'm sure, and I don't want to speak for anybody, but I'm sure your friend over there, Sandy, is identifies with the love of creating, and whether it's in front of people or just around the house or in your basement or wherever. I'm a big show off. I love to go out there and make a fool of myself. I don't mind who's looking. And that's a key ingredient, which is like ingredient, but it's a slight
Close enough,
difference.
close enough. You're
It's
inventing a
an
whole
ingredient.
language. Look at you.
We added an M to the ingredients.
It's just
And it
another
actually
ingredient.
tastes good. It's got a mint. It's an ingredient. Um, I can't get out of this. Um, no, but show business, as you probably have learned, both of you, is tricky because you can get your heart broken. You need to have thick skin and deal with, auditioning and drudging and have off nights when, boy, I have bombed, and I don't know about you, but I have bombed. Do you ever bomb?
I don't really know. How do you know?
Well, first of all, they throw things,
Wait,
or
wait. What?
it gets quiet. That's a real, honest to God bombing. It gets quiet, and then somebody goes, "Get off the stage. You suck." Things like that. Has that ever happened?
Most of the time I'm playing for like two or three people I actually know, so I guess not yet. I haven't really had the opportunity yet.
Well, you probably won't bomb. You're very good and you practice. Me, I'm a little more rough around the edges, so I'm likely to go out and have good nights and bad nights. So,
Rough around the edges.
yeah, I don't rehearse.
Really?
I think you're a very meticulous. I'm sorry, I got to talk to the human being for a second.
Yeah, yeah,
And
whatever.
I've seen you play. I've been side by side on the booths at the Comic-Con, and I know that you're a very hard worker, and I think that's key. I work hard, but in a more of a cyclonic way. I work, and it doesn't always work.
So, so why don't you rehearse? Like, is this like a method? Is this something that works for you?
A lack of discipline.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I don't
Yeah.
know why this keeps happening.
Where are you going? You're out of focus.
I'm not
Both
sure.
of you.
I swear I'm focused. It's just like not focused. Hang on one more second. I can edit all that out. I'm so sorry. It's like, um,
See, I wouldn't edit that out of my show. It's part of what happens. It's
wait, would you
part
like
of
me to
the
keep it?
living experiment.
Okay, if that makes you happy.
If it makes you happy. Do you ever play that on your guitar?
No, I don't even know that song, but I enjoy
Oh,
that.
Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Crow.
Oh, I don't know very much Sheryl Crow.
Can't be that bad. If it makes you happy, then why the hell are you so sad? It's a great rock song, Sheryl Crow. You could totally, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you, my dear puppet friend. No,
Oh,
not puppet. Oh no, I don't. Oh no, what have I done?
she's still with us. She's
Ah, it's up to you. But I keep forgetting her name, so it's not good. And
AnaLynne, AnaLynne,
AnaLynne,
AnaLynne.
like it's like analyze, but with a Lynn. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Do you sing, AnaLynne, as
Oh,
well?
yes, all the time.
What's your favorite song to sing? I don't want to talk down to you, but what's your jam, man?
Uh, um, that's a good question. I'll have to think about that. It's
Okay.
an interesting question. I haven't written that
I
piece
didn't
of
mean to
her
turn
life
the
yet.
tables. I didn't mean to turn the tables.
How dare you, turning tables on me?
No, I'm AnaLynne. I was just
Oh yes, of course I'm
saying,
on AnaLynne.
well, that's showbiz. You're on the spot, and that's sometimes it just takes a minute to say, hey, just hold on there. Who's asking the questions, bub?
Yeah, really. What's your deal?
That's
Bub.
just very good.
Thank you, thank you.
Put me in my place.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna
You need
fall
to
into
be
my
put in
car.
your place.
Okay. I think we understand each other now.
I don't know. I don't understand anything.
Okay. We'll work
Okay.
with it. We'll work with it. So I just to show I decided to wear this. It's kind of a it's an unusual shirt. I hope it works for the show.
What's unusual about it?
Well, it's kind of a wise guy shirt.
Is it?
Yeah, like, hey, how you doing? How are you?
Oh my God, can you do that persona? I want to ask you a dead serious question and you just be that guy.
That guy.
That guy.
What do you want? What's
So,
up?
what initially sparked the interest in entertainment?
What, me?
Yeah.
Did it for the skazish. I gotta make a living. I don't want to sell freaking clams my whole life, so I do this. What? You got a problem with that?
Oh, no issues here.
No,
None.
don't go. Hey, you got an issue. You got an issue. What do you want? Well, I'm gonna argue with you and your friend.
What's this character's name?
Um, yeah, I asked you and your friend a question, and you were like, "Huh? I don't know." That's where I'm at right now. You got me on the spot. I got no name for this
Welcome
guy.
to my world.
Well, I'm in your world. Obviously, it's your podcast. I'm in your world with this guy whose name I do not know.
Oh gosh.
Like,
We're
can
gonna
I
have to
come
name
back?
this guy, you know that, right?
What do you want to come? Come in what you want, Bobby.
Bobby, like Brady, Bobby Brady.
No, Bobby Brady. Bobby Brady. Wrong.
Wrong.
This is too much.
The candidates.
Hey, can we just like back off for a
Oh,
second?
okay, like yeah.
Okay, it's over. Forget about it. Second's done. I don't know where this character came from, but when I look at my shirt and I realize he's not that smart, but he's kind of like, whatever. How you doing? 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 How you doing?
It's really funny. I can't.
I'm like a puppet. I'm like, I'm not even.
What?
What happened? Did you have a question for me?
I don't remember what it was. I mean,
Didn't you have some stuff written,
questions. What interview?
written down? Did
What?
you have some stuff written down? I mean,
Oh yeah, I got a whole bookload,
got
man.
like
You
a
would actually
structure.
read
You
it?
want to just read off a couple and see if I can juggle some I
If
don't
that's
know.
what you want to do, whatever makes you happy. No,
I'm happy. Why?
I'm
Why do we have to? Okay.
what?
What?
Why do we have to what?
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 No, what? Do you like John Travolta? What are you
Oh,
talking
I
about? I
love
don't
John
even know what
Travolta.
you're saying, right? And just get off my back, all right?
Oh my God.
I can't believe you're ganging up on me and whatnot. It's okay. It's cool. It's all right. It's all right. What?
You were like the greatest impressionist.
No, I am. There are much better impressions. I'll
No,
just
I
do
have yet to hear
well,
one.
I should just say thank you.
Yeah, really, what's your deal? Didn't we have this conversation?
I just like broke my own rule. I have a lot of humble. What's the word I'm looking for?
Humble.
I
I
have a
mean,
lot of humble in my
oh, humility.
bloody humble. So what's your question? I'll try to
I
be
don't
straight.
even know anymore.
Well,
You're
pick
making
up
me
the
laugh
book.
so hard.
Let's have a look at what you got there.
What do you think?
I don't think anything. I don't know.
I want to know when you realized you had this talent for doing impressions and what your favorite one is to do.
Oh, that's a great question.
Thank you.
Well, my father, like your father, is very similar. I don't know if your father sort of led you into the world or he saw something in you and your parents said, okay, right this way. I want to show you what's possible. They saw that I was a little bit, unusual and not like the other boys. And they showed me some stuff like musicals, music. There was a show called The Copycats, which was all about with impressionists, Rich Little, Marilyn Michaels, Frank Ocean, and I started imitating the imitators, like Richard Nixon, and then Columbo, which I don't know if you know Columbo, but I kind of look like him in the days, kind of cross-eyed. I sort of, Mommy, can I ask you something? I know you're very busy. Um, and then my mother eventually would say, please leave me alone.
No. Oh.
I'll find it. So when I was 11, they found an open audition for The King and I. Hundreds of kids auditioned, but 16 of us got in. And that was professional. It was my first gig professionally. Um, and yeah, and then I was doing all kinds of stuff. But that's how I started because I had parents who led me. They looked out for things, opportunities, I'm sure like your parents do, and sort of guided me in there. But my problem was that I was so thin-skinned, like desperate to find out if I got the role. I'm still like that.
Oh. But
I know
it's just
it's
like really
pathetic.
important to you. I understand it.
It's important, but I think I might have said this to you. It's so good to have a plan B, which I didn't for many years, until I learned that there is so much that I'm pouring into this, so much emotion and importance that I'm pouring into this business, that if it doesn't happen, I'm devastated. So when I started painting, I stepped out of show business for a while. I got sober and I started painting. That became the thing that I did. It became my way of life. And so that when I came back into show business 8 or 10 years ago, if things didn't go quite as planned, it's the kind of thing when you're, on Monday morning, your manager calls you after a gig and goes, "What happened?" That's not good.
No, it's not good. I'm sure that hasn't happened to you very many times.
When it does, and they say you're not welcome here anymore, that kind of stuff, what happened is a bad sign. So I have some stories. Want to hear one really good one?
Oh, I want to hear anything you want to share.
You know who the Spinners are?
I don't know. Do I know who the spinners are?
They sing Rubber Band Man. Rubber Band Man. Do 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 do
Oh,
do
yeah, I
do.
know that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, they are the Spinners.
Okay.
When I started as a comedian in New York, and I was discovered by William Morris. Do you know William Morris?
No, I don't.
Well, it's a big agency. They're the agency. They discovered me at a cabaret show and brought me in and threw me against the wall. Within 4 months, I was opening for the Spinners at Bally's in Atlantic City. That's a big deal. That's 500
Right.
seats or more. I walked backstage and there's a plate on the door with my name on it, a gold plate, Roger Kabler. I'm like, oh my God, this is really a big deal. And I open the door and there's a big spread, like a deli platter and cheese and fruit and wine and all of this and snacks and pastries and this huge spread for me. And then I did the show and it went very poorly. I'm like doing John Travolta and Al Pacino and Robert De Niro and Robin Williams and there's 500 old black people going, I don't know what he's doing out there. That's where the spin is at, and I'm like, thanks, thanks. I'm sweating and I'm picking up my props. Thanks a lot. Okay. I'm like, and so I knew it didn't go well. And the next night, it was a 2-night gig. I walked into my dressing room and I opened the door, and there on the table was a bottle of warm soda and a cup. And that's how you know you bomb. No deli spread, no fruit, no desserts, no wine. You get a bottle of soda and a cup.
Soda's good.
Soda's nice. Thank you for your optimism. That's nice.
Yeah.
But
What
you
kind
get
of
it, right?
soda?
That's called bombing. And if you're going to bomb, bomb big. And so that was a very painful lesson. But the Spinners invited me into the dressing room to party with them, and they had the fruit and the cheese and you know,
Well, I mean, that's really sad. Roger, that's so sad.
Andy, I have more than a dozen sad show business stories. And they're all very real, and there's some good ones. And the best one is what's happening now. I have to be honest. Even though I was kind of famous and I was on network TV and I was on the Carol Burnett show and I was the Zima guy and all that fame didn't make me happy.
No?
What makes me happy is this.
Oh, it makes me happy too.
You see it? It's kind of the
Yeah, I
glare.
can see it. I see some of me too, but I see it.
Oh, that's nice. Now it's a twofer. Yeah. Um,
Yes.
the thing is, I had a terrible, after all that disappointment, I had a terrible crash with drugs and alcohol
Oh my gosh.
and psychiatric issues. So I had to have a period of recovery and get out of show business because it was killing me, literally. Everything failed. Sitcom was canceled. Everything failed. I failed. I couldn't take it. Um, so I got into recovery and I started to just work with my hands and paint. And then I started painting pictures, and my recovery started there. And then after 10 years of recovery, Robin Williams passed away. And I felt a calling to go back in. I didn't want to, and I thought it was dangerous because somebody said, don't ever go into show business again. You could die. But 10 years of recovery allowed me to get on that foundation of recovery, allowed me to get back on stage and start over. And it resulted in, doing a tribute to Robin Williams and doing a movie that's a tribute to Robin Williams. And it's been the best part of my life as a professional. I made a movie. Freaking I starred in it. I wrote it. I directed it. I produced it. I raised the money. I edited it. It took me 6 years. I did the fundraising. I did the marketing, and I distributed it. It's on Amazon. It's on 5 other platforms. It's doing okay. It's not like this mega hit at a megaplex, and
Soon,
it was never
soon.
it was not gonna do that. But let me just, and I'm not bragging, I'm telling you about gratitude, which is different. So this is, I just took out the insert. So that's me being Robin.
Look at you being Robin. Look
What's that?
at you being Robin.
Yeah, and people are like, "Isn't that Robin?" I'm like, "No, that's me in a wig." And the joy of it is, bottom line, because I was thinking, how's this movie really doing? I made a little money already. It'll make more, but I said I stayed sober and sane and happy through all of that craziness, and it was crazy. You know how crazy show business is, right? Through all of that, the biggest deal was that I never picked up a drink and I didn't go crazy, and I'm happy. And I'm painting. I got a painting in the next room of a chihuahua. I'll show you what I'm working
Let's see
on.
it.
Yeah, you want to see my chihuahua?
Yeah, you know I want to see your
You
Chihuahua
haven't
today.
seen the chihuahua. I know you saw the other stuff.
The other stuff.
Yeah, this is my studio. I got clothing all over the floor here.
That's okay. That's like my whole life.
The chihuahua, where is it?
Where
This
is
is the,
it?
he's
Oh
here.
wow, look how cool. Oh, wow, you are so talented. It just blows
Well,
my mind.
thank you. Well, it's hard to see it, but there he
I
is.
can see it. That's terrific.
Well, he's got a body that I have to paint, and then he's on a beach.
Cool. A chihuahua on the
So
beach.
that's what I'm in the middle of doing. That part of my day is painting, and part of it's show business, and part of it's digging crap out of the ground and talking to
What's your favorite
friends.
part of that? What would you spend all your time doing if you could? Out of
Oh
all
my
those things.
God, what a great, if I had to do one thing
Could
and I
you?
couldn't do anything else,
I don't know if you could. Like, could you? Is that something that you'd be able to do? What would it
well, I
be
think,
if you could?
creativity is important, but I also think if I had to do one thing, my favorite thing is to talk on the phone.
Really?
I love to talk to my friends and help them and have them help me and gab and laugh and be in communion with beautiful souls. So I think people are so important, and I'm kind of a shaman. I do some visualization healing. I think that's important, but I think I'd have to paint while I'm on the phone. So if I could only do one thing, I think I just have to let all of the other stuff go and just make people laugh on the phone and paint. And I can't paint if I could. What would you do if you could do one thing? Music or what? You'd have to mean that means you couldn't talk to your family. You could do one thing.
I don't. Wow, I didn't realize how
You'd have to
specific the
give up
one thing was
everything.
gonna
Well,
get. Like,
that was the question, right?
I just meant like I don't know. I didn't realize this was like really one thing. But that's hard.
Okay, go. Eat.
Um, God, I don't know. Why did I ask that?
It's a question, but I'm struggling with it too because my true answer is I stay on the phone. I stay connected to people. I need that more than anything, more than singing, dancing, comedy, acting, and painting. I need to connect to people. Otherwise, I'm out here
Phone time
all.
is fun, but I don't know who I'd talk to. You know, it's
You
like
could talk to me.
that's true. Oh my gosh, I could talk to
Oh,
you.
you must have a
We just did
million
that. We had like an
friends.
hour-long conversation about savers.
Well, I just got these pants came from Savers.
Oh wow, look at you with Saber's pants. Do they smell okay?
We talked about that. They do now because I washed them like a gentleman. And I didn't smell them in the store. I don't smell clothing at the store. I don't
You
need
don't?
to.
Is that just a me thing?
I don't know. I think other people might smell. Well, I was going out with somebody who I picked out this dress for her at this really cool it was in Florida, this really cool thrift store in Florida. And I'm like, look at this. And she goes, oh, it's Florida. People are sweaty. And it had a particular essence.
Oh yeah.
And so that was one she didn't get. It was too much. There were vapor trails coming off of it.
No, that's really bad. And you didn't catch this? What the
You
heck?
didn't have to, what? Did it gag? What did you
What?
say?
I said you didn't catch this? What the heck?
No, 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 no. I didn't smell it. She did. I don't put things up to my nose. She's put it right up to her face and inhaled deeply, and she gagged, and she put it back on the rack. And I just realized, yes, you really, it's it's a tricky thing. So I don't smell anything. I just put it, if I like it, I'll put it in the wash. I'd rather not try it on,
How
you
would you
know.
even you couldn't even do that at like a thrift store
But
though.
you can look at stuff, and then some places let you return things. So if you try it on at home, if they don't have a dressing room, because this place Savers doesn't have a dressing
I've
room.
never seen one with a dressing room. Is that like a
So,
common thing?
no, it used to. They used to have a dressing room, and you'd try on your stuff, and everybody would dump all their stuff in the dressing room. There'd just be piles of clothes in the dressing room.
It's probably why they stopped doing that.
I think so. They didn't have the help to reposition the clothing. So anyway, I did pretty well though. I got really two good pairs of pants and two shirts that worked out great.
Isn't it funny that I'm interviewing you and we're talking about pants from the secondhand stores?
Well, yeah, we went right from my career to pants.
Yeah.
So what? So well, no, but your question about talking, and that's how we got back.
Oh, that's where we
We had a
okay.
conversation about this, and it's a good question. So, did you come up with an answer for you and AnaLynne?
Oh, I have to consider something for her too.
She's here. I don't want to ignore
I'm
her.
not even really here. Yeah, she's not even really here. I don't know how I make her say stuff like that, but I don't know what I would do if I could only do like one thing. Like that's like I don't even know. I don't even think I can do one thing. Oh, wait,
Yeah, I don't do
that's
one thing
okay.
well. I barely do one thing at a time. If that's
It's exact I yeah, exactly, precisely. Um, well, cause like how specific does this get? Because if it's like if I say music, well, like what in music? Because like is that either I can play guitar or I can sing, but I do those two things together. So like,
yes, you can do both. That's the
oh,
one.
are you permitting me?
Well, I think that goes within. It's like you can hold the phone or you can talk. No, you can hold the phone and talk. That's basically what the example.
Those
That's
two
the
instruments.
parallel.
I mean, I don't know, but
No, you can play the guitar and sing. That's one thing,
I
but
don't
you
know if
can't
that's my answer though. Like,
can't go upstairs and visit your family or anything.
yeah, well, like I can't live without music, but I can't live without people. So how am
Okay, so let's throw in the family. You can visit them once a week.
I?
You can family. This is a
I
really
feel like I'm being
simplistic.
sentenced to like prison. What is happening?
No, you're right. And I keep seeing you in your basement, like, okay, it's Monday. I get to go up there now.
No, no,
No,
this is
let's talk about endeavors. Let's not get into the personal life. I mean, I spend a lot of time on the phone. I couldn't give that up.
really.
But I can't do that and be a painter and be a comedian. So I have to say I'd rather do that than anything. It's just
That
connecting.
sounds like fun. That sounds like a good life. Make sure you pick up when I call.
Okay. But I feel like I've done everything I've wanted to do. There's a couple things left on my to-do list, but at
Yeah.
63, I've done pretty much everything. I run arrive at a potential, and as an artist, you must understand this, both of you.
What?
I'm just including AnaLynne in the conversation.
Not your friend.
That you want to arrive at a certain level of expertise. Now, I heard you playing a Zeppelin song the other day on the
Oh
guitar.
yeah, you heard that? Oh gosh, wow.
I couldn't believe it. And it was so precise and soulful. And I'm like, you really must have worked on that.
I've really worked on
I
that.
Well, it shows. And so my point is I have reached a level of performance that isn't quite where I want to be. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I need to reach a little further into my artwork to see what I'm capable of. But I've done a lot of work and I'm happy. And I'm at 63, I feel like I don't have as much to prove. And this movie really sealed it for me artistically. I feel like I made my statement. I'm good. I just want to settle down now, you know?
Right. It's yeah, I understand. Do you think you'd be okay with not like entertaining? Is
You
that
know,
something you could do?
I actually retired the show 2 weeks ago. I
Oh,
called
really?
her and I said, don't book anymore because I'm tired. It's hard to do Robin Williams when you're 63 and do it effectively. My body doesn't want to do it. And I gave him 10 years of my life. I gave everybody this idea of somehow keeping Robin Williams going. And I loved it. And I got a lot of, I gave a lot. And I got
Absolutely.
a lot. And so people were grateful that somebody tried. And I don't think it was entirely successful. I could have done more. I could have made it a better show. But there were some nights when it really cooked. And there were some nights when it didn't. And that's a body of work.
How did
Um,
you feel when you were on stage on the nights that were like really good? What was that feeling like? I can't even like imagine.
well, you'd have to ask Robin because I sometimes I black out.
Really?
Well, I know he was experiencing it. And I remember at certain times going, oh, it's not just a show, it's a seance. Because the more they laughed, the more Robin would arrive. And whether it was my idea of Robin or Robin's actual conscious spirit, I don't know. But I know he experienced it. I know I felt either he felt it through me or I felt it through him that this was an experience that I was having because of the interaction. So there were times when I really felt him on stage. And when it cooked, it cooked. My very first show was amazing because of the feeling of being completely released from the nether world. You know, like Robin was bottled up until the lights came up on stage and I'm like, oh, we're back. Okay. You know, and it was just I saw that performance as one of my better ones because he was released from that dark, you know.
It's also fascinating to me. What's it? How do you describe feeling Robin? What is that like for you? How
It's
did
a
you feel
drug.
like at the very beginning?
It's an incredible high. It feels like flying. I mean,
Really?
that's why, yeah, I mean, it's an incredible burst of energy. You know, the way you feel when you're playing sometimes and you're singing your brains out, singing your heart out. It's that. It's that expression where you're not in the way, you're not judging yourself. You don't even have to look and you're just free of yourself. And being Robin frees me of Roger
And do you like that?
for a little while, but now I'm getting back to wanting to just be me.
Right. Okay,
I
I
said,
understand
Robin,
it. Absolutely.
I go to talk in the woods with Robin sometimes, and we sit down or we just walk the woods, and that's where we hang out. And I said, Robin, I'm gonna retire the show, and he goes, okay. I'll just let him know I'll always be here in the woods for you. Okay, you want to talk? Come on in the woods. Be okay. And that's how it is. I know he's always there, but if I want to conjure him or some, sometimes Sandy, he just shows up without, he involuntarily like, I'm here, and people have said, oh my God, and they can see that it's a change happens. And that's part of what it was like when it started. I couldn't really control, and nor did I want to. It felt so good, but it was
Um,
scary too. There were moments of really like, can I really control this? And I went on medication.
so when you were making the movie, what was it like having to relive that whole journey?
Uh, it was a mixed bag of things that were really wonderful and things that were very painful. My experiencing his death was very painful, and we put that in the movie. I'm sorry to bum you out, but
No,
that's
I want to hear. I want to hear all the
it's
details.
it's the necessary dark that we had to go through to get to the joy of being Robin.
Right.
And so I did, and it's a documentary. It's based on th things that happened. I did experience somehow or other, I managed to experience his passing in the first hand as him. I knew what it was like to be Robin Williams and lose that. And that gets expressed in the movie. So that was very difficult. And I remember how we shot it. And um, it was outside in the snow. And then afterwards, I was just holding on to my girlfriend and she was consoling me. And that's kind of how it went. Um, and we put it in the movie, but in reenacting it, I'm not the greatest actor in the world, so we had to cut around all that bad acting. You too? What is
I
that?
think you're great. I think
Oh,
you're the
thank
best in the
you.
whole world.
Thank you. Well, that's clever editing, but thank you. I can be good. I mean, I have good and bad. I mean, it's just that I really was aiming to be authentic, and I'm camera shy. But there is some good authentic work in there. I am camera shy. It's hard for me to
When
get.
you're so, I just like it just blows my mind that you could be camera shy when you were so talented.
I'm not the kind of actor I'd really like to be, like Sean Penn. Uh, who's your favorite actor? Who do you really admire? Woman, man, or woman?
Oh gosh, I don't know. How am I supposed to know if it Roger Kabler.
Thank you. Tell her what she's won. It's a cigarette chariot with marbles.
Everything I've ever wanted.
Congratulations. You can put
Thank you. Yes.
marbles in it.
What?
It was at hand. Or this handy Christmas topper, which never made it to the tree this year, but it makes a fine unicorn.
You make a
I've
fine
lost
unicorn.
some marbles. Hold on.
You
Literally
lost
and
your marbles.
figuratively.
That's so funny.
So, so thank you. I like the film. I think what the value of it is that I think I'm behaving as myself and as Robin authentically. But there were moments when I really wish I could have pulled off a little higher grade of work as an actor. I didn't quite get there. And it wasn't entirely anybody's fault. I just, you have to try, and then if you don't make it, you move on. It's painful. But it's also joyous when you see that you have the film. You actually, the first time I showed the film, this was most wonderful experience. I invited people to see a rough cut because I was at a point after a year and a half of editing where I was like, okay, I don't know what I have here. I have to show people this movie, or I don't know what I have. And I don't know that I'm willing to keep working on this thing after 5 years and not even knowing if anybody likes it.
Right, wow.
Um, so I invited people. There were 50 people at the theater, nice theater. Half of them I knew. They were friends, but they brought friends and other people came in. It was all 50 people. And we handed out an anonymous questionnaire that had questions about the film. And so we watched the film and people filled out the questionnaires and I brought them home. And pretty much everybody said the same thing about being Robin. They said the film was extremely emotional and touching and moving, and please fix the sound.
The
So
sound.
the sound was horrible. It was jarring and loud and then too soft. And I was like, okay, that's enough reason for me to keep going on the film. So I spent the next, I don't even
That's
know, eight
really
months.
funny.
I know, but everybody said the same thing. How I get into film, this is great, but the sound. And there were people that I ran into that said, we went home and talked about that film for hours. And I'm like, that's a good sign.
No,
And
but
there were
like
other people.
it's hard to let go after you see it. I mean, it's very emotional, but it
You have,
really sticks with you. It's just
yeah.
unlike anything else.
Well,
It's
that's too
unlike anything
bad
else.
because, and thank you. There's people that have seen it. There's one person that's seen it 15 times, and I don't know if she's okay or something off, but she's a friend of mine, and other people have seen it numerous times because of the mystery in it, because you don't really know, is this a mental illness? Is it a spiritual experience? Or is it a hoax? And that we even asked that question, is it a hoax? We asked it a couple times. Is this whole thing a put on to make money? You have to ask that.
Right, yeah.
Otherwise, you're ignoring the elephant in the room. And I assure you, if I was sitting here on piles of money, I would struggle with the question, but it broke me financially.
Oh my
And
gosh.
the goal was not money, it was to share something of depth and weight in my life as an artist, as you do.
What what message do you think you want your audience to receive from this movie? What do you want them to get out of it the most?
I didn't make the movie going in with that idea of an expectation or you want to tell your story,
Right,
right?
yes.
You don't know how they will respond. But as you know, at the end of the film, there's a message of unity and humanity that I really wanted to express about us coming together with love and pushing away the cloud of hate. And that is the message. But in addition to that, it is my desire, my deep desire to share what Robin Williams meant to me with anybody who loved him and who may love him as a result of this film.
Oh, I
So
love that.
that's kind of how I feel. I'm getting a little bit emotional, but that stays with me. And I'm so very, very grateful that we got this far. That the film is being seen by thousands of people and that a lot of people have responded in that way. That thank you for keeping Robin alive or wanting to keep Robin alive. Um, and that's all I can ask. And now I have to move on. I have to do my paintings and find other things to do. But it was such a blessing. And I got to meet you because of that.
I'm so
You,
glad.
yes,
Aren't you glad?
both of you. Yeah, and that's the joy of coming out of the cave and into the world, isn't it?
Leaving the cave. What?
You have a cave too. I know about your cave.
Uh, they don't lock me down here, I swear.
Live from Sandy's cave. Well, you call it a
Singapore.
basement, but we
Well,
all have
yeah,
this
it was a
cave where
cave.
we have to leave and go out in the world if we want to communicate our art, you know.
Yeah. Is it
You
sad?
do it with great elan, with great joy, and I already complimented the living daylights out of you and your work. It's stunning,
Thank you.
stunning.
I
And I'm
appreciate it.
God, that your friend is blushing too, but it's true. And you have quite a trip ahead of you. And I talked to you, I just you're going to be great. I mean, it's you have a healthy thing going on, your
I try to
spirit.
have a healthy thing.
Well, keep trying. It takes effort because inside all of us is this idea of, oh, please, or don't you, don't you even, and what show business can bring, and it can be toxic and it can be difficult, and we have to hang on to ourselves in the midst of all of it.
And puppets.
Hang on to your puppet.
Oh, I'm gonna start saying that, I think. Is that okay? Can I steal that for an expression?
No, you don't have to steal it. I'll give it to you. Hang on to your puppet.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. What do you think?
I think I came up with one today I was with my friend Chris and I said 50% is almost more. That doesn't make any sense, does it?
50%
Or it's
is
50% is
almost
almost
more.
most. It's
Mo
50% almost most.
oh, that makes sense. I like that. That's oh my God, it's almost most.
It sounds better, but it's not almost most because 90% is almost most. 50% is almost more.
Wait, I like the first one better though.
I like almost most too because it's cute, but it's
Well,
not true.
well, what do we consider most? I mean, over 50% is most, right?
Is
Like,
it? Okay, it's more though. It's most is, yeah, you're right.
well,
How
if
can
I'm like, if
how can you
if
prove this?
if there's like, uh, I really like macaroni and cheese. So if there's like 10 macaroni here, that's like 100% of it. And if I take six, that would be 60%. And I'd be like, here, Roger, you have the other four. And I'd be like, I have most of the macaroni.
So you have
So I have
most.
most, but I only have 60%. So 50% is almost most.
So
Take
is
it.
it really almost most?
Well, I
It's
mean,
more than most. If you want to really break
well,
it down.
there is no most before 50%, you know?
Okay, so suppose let's look at this. Suppose there's three of us, you and AnaLynne and me, and there's 10 macaronis.
Wait, we have to change the food. I'm over macaroni.
You want cookies?
Okay, yeah, I dig that.
What
Chocolate
kind?
chip.
Chocolate chip. Okay. So there's 10 chocolate chip cookies, right?
I
Now,
failed algebra, by the way, so go ahead.
We're not going to do X's and carry the two and all that crap. I can't do it. We're just going to do math.
Oh God.
And
Okay.
we're going to do your theory on this. So I have 6, and you and AnaLynne have 4.
Okay.
Now, it makes more sense to say that you have 3 and AnaLynne has 1, and then I have the most.
Oh, so we need a third person in the equation.
We really do. I think to make the fractions a little more reasonable, it makes a more valid statement to say 50% is almost most in those situations. Because if the other one is just 50, if you have 51 and 49, you know, it's
Okay, so let's say there's a situation of the 3 people here. At what point is
two
someone
people in
going
a
to say
puppet.
this?
Let's stay in the real world here. Okay.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. AnaLynne's not a puppet.
Wait, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
You know, this is not the interview anymore. This has gone way off elsewhere. I
You realize this is gonna be in the interview, right? I mean, is that
don't
okay with
care.
you?
I don't care. This is interesting. I'm done talking about me anyway.
What
I
do you want
want
to talk about?
I want to talk about these cookies.
All right. What's your
Now
favorite
I want
cookie,
cookies.
Roger?
I get some Girl Scout cookies. You want to see them? They're
Oh
called
yeah,
Adventure.
damn straight. You
Yeah,
know I
yeah.
do.
Hold on. I don't want to leave you there.
Okay, bring me.
AnaLynne, you want to see
Girl
these? These
Scout
are
cookies.
new. This came out like a year or two ago, and I have them.
Some
And
cookies that are a
they're,
year or two
they're
old.
so sweet. You can only eat like one at a time. These are called Adventurefuls.
Oh man, what?
They have a
That looks
blob of
incredible.
caramel with fudge stripes, a fudge cookie, and fudge icing. That is the new Girl Scout cookie.
That sounds incredible. I don't even
One
know.
a day,
Do I
girl.
know about this? I don't think I know about this. What?
Adventurefuls, everybody. This is the new Girl Scout
Oh,
cookie. Can I have one in front of everybody?
yes, let's wait for the review, the in-depth review after you take a bite.
Well, I already know they're good.
Yeah, but I want it as you bite, okay?
I think it's as big as my head. That's a big cookie.
Oh my God, that looks incredible.
Mm.
Yeah?
Oh my
There's the
God.
review. The crunch and then the review.
Mhm. Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
did you know they make videos where people do things like that? Like they just get really
Mukbang.
close.
It's called mukbang. They
That
put a
sounds
microphone
dirty.
right in somebody's face, and you hear all the crunching and slurping and gross.
Doesn't that make you want to throw up? I tend to run when I hear people eating like that.
Well, here's the trick. Don't watch it.
People, I just walked in on it, okay? I wasn't watching it, but it was just happening upstairs
On whose TV was this happening?
in the living. My mother babysits children, and they're into this.
Okay, the most gross one, if you want to watch mukbang, there's like a
I
person.
don't want to, but okay.
I'm just telling you my experience. I'm filtering it through this cookie. There's like a giant thing of crab legs or something, and all the snapping and the slurping and the butter and all this crap is going on. And they put the microphone right there so you hear everything, and it's
I,
just disgusting.
okay, hold on. I have to like actually take a minute here. I have
So your
serious
dog just
issues.
tapped out. It's called mukbang, and my son introduced it to me.
Why?
He's a foodie. He's 32 and he's a foodie, and he wanted me to see
What's
mukbang.
a foodie?
Somebody who's into food.
Is that a
Hmm.
thing? Is that like an occupation?
Hmm. It can be like if you're a professional chef and you're all about the food, it's a foodie. Or it's just if you just like to really eat a lot, that's foodie too.
I didn't.
Foodie too is a new word. You could be a foodie too. Wouldn't you like to be a foodie too? You're such a
What?
foodie too.
It sounds like Looney Tunes, but like if they're all like cannibals. Um. Anyway,
We were in the jungle. We got surrounded and captured by some foodie twos.
this is
We
so
didn't
weird.
know if we'd get out of there alive. Then we realized they're just foodie twos. So we're getting back to more is almost most.
Wait, that is not correct. That is so not.
What?
More is almost most. Isn't it 50% is?
Oh yeah, 50% of almost most. What we're out here doing is a rat race. It's a human race, but it's also, can I climb to a certain point at a certain time? How long will it take before I get noticed in a real way? Or am I just out here having fun? But for me, it's been a very difficult climb and ambitious. I'm very, very ambitious
I'm
still.
sure, absolutely.
So in your opinion, is that trying to prove something or is it just trying to get somewhere for you?
What do you mean? Elaborate. What do you mean?
Oh, don't make me elaborate. I don't even know what I just said.
I want to understand the question before I answer the question.
Okay, please let me reiterate before I or elaborate. You want me to reiterate or elaborate?
What makes you happy?
In your opinion, Sandy, for
Roger.
$1 million, are you just went blurry on me.
Yep,
What
that's what
happened?
I do to people. How do you feel about that?
You're out of focus. Focus! What I'd like to know, in your opinion, is are you trying to prove something or are you just trying to express what you think you might be capable of? And are you just trying to prove it to yourself or
Yeah, it's
what?
that one. That's it for me. It's that one.
Ding, 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 ding. We got it. Maybe that's it. Maybe we just want to tell ourselves and our creator, look what I made for you.
It's just, I don't know. It makes me feel good. What would I do if I didn't feel? Why am I so blurry? Oh, sorry.
Well, you're coming back in a oh, Sandy
Oh,
was here.
oh.
Bing. So, so that's it. At this point, I don't feel like I have as much to prove, but I want to share. I want to connect the work that I do. That's why you see me posting old paintings because I saw it last night. I said, I always loved this one with the grain silo. I worked on it for 2 years, off and on. I had it at home. It finally sold, but I just said, this is what I think is m my better work. And let me share it. Why not? Why keep it hidden?
Yeah, why
And
not?
people
It's fun.
appreciated the work. And I don't need the attaboys. I don't need to be told I'm brilliant.
You are.
I don't please. You're more brilliant than I am. Let's not.
No, 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 no. I want to
Oh,
be
no, no,
watched.
no, no. No, you're much more brilliant than I am.
No, no, don't say it. No, no, no.
Hey, just take a compliment and
It's
say, okay,
my
thank you.
show.
Oh, well, okay. You can be less brilliant if you want.
Thank you. Thank the
All
Lord.
right. I'm gonna leave it up to Yontif to decide who's more brilliant. Yontif, this is Yontif. You have a puppet, I have a puppet.
Oh,
Yontif is an ancient dog that was dug up somewhere in the world, and he
ooh.
has an opinion. And he says the most brilliant one on the screen is AnaLynne.
Yep. You'd be correct.
He's right. It's AnaLynne.
It's always me.
But it was, well, yes, and you can have an acceptance speech if you want. I'll be quiet.
Thank you. And that's all.
Wow, that was short and sweet. So all the genius that went into making that puppet obviously came from Sandy, right, AnaLynne?
No, she didn't make me.
Oh my God, what is the story? I was going to say delusion, but let me not say that.
What's this story about what? What's the
Oh, this
story? Sorry, go ahead.
being was came to being.
She was on Amazon and I was like, she kind of looks like me. I used to have hair that was like that. And I was like, she kind of looks like me. And then
Can I
I
talk privately for a minute away from AnaLynne? I thought you made the her.
I didn't make her, but I do make puppets.
So she's not homemade by you.
No, she's from Amazon, but don't tell her because she doesn't know.
Amazon the river or Amazon?
Yes.
She's Amazonian.
Yeah, I think I like that. I like that theory. Yeah.
Was she regurgitated by an anaconda or was she like fresh?
Um,
What's happening? Why do you have to hold up your arm? Do you want to take a break?
yeah, that's what we'll do. Well, you saw me, then get rid of her.
Get
Uh,
rid of her. Who's
I
the
just
puppet?
trained my elusive thought. What are we talking about?
Nothing at all. We've learned nothing today. We've
Yeah, so
learned
much for an interview with
50%
Pal.
is most, what is it? 50%? I forgot what the
That is
concept.
almost most, and it's brilliant. Why screw with something that works?
All right, you're right. 50% is almost most.
Do we understand why?
Well, no, we were had the cookies. We enjoyed a cookie, and then we moved on. I think it's about how many people are divided, or how many fractions we're discussing. If it's 51 and 49, it's just a fun idea.
It's philosophical.
Barely,
I like that too. It's barely
barely.
philosophical.
Philosophical
Don't
sounds
be
like something
scared.
you ask for the ice cream man.
What's that?
Yeah, the philosophical. I used to ask him, I was a dark child. I used to ask him, could I have a cherry apocalypse or a whimsical?
What?
These are all bad jokes. Let them pass.
I don't even get them.
Well, you know what a popsicle is, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's words that sound like popsicle, like apocalypse.
Oh, that's funny. I'm sorry.
And
I'm a
whimsical.
little
So you
slow
ask
on the
him, can
joke.
I have a cherry whimsical? And that's the joke. It's just a
And
dumb
what would he say?
word.
What would he say?
What would what?
The ice cream
I
man.
didn't actually ask an ice cream man
I
if I could
thought
have.
you said you just asked that.
Well, I'm a comedian and I make stuff up. What would the ice cream man say, in your opinion, if you ask him for an apocalypse?
Where are your parents? I-
That's awesome. Yes. Where are your parents, you sick little kid?
Isn't that the appropriate
Where are your
response?
parents?
Are you okay? Is everything okay?
I'll be fine.
Are you
Where
sure?
are your parents? You dark little child.
Well, I mean, isn't that what you would say?
No, I don't think so.
Well, like you're a comedian. I mean, what would you say?
But I need to laugh too, and you made me laugh. That was really
I'm
funny.
glad. I'm happy
Where are
that
your
I made
parents?
you laugh.
Yes. It
Golly.
set me off. That was very funny.
I'm glad.
Where are your
You're funny?
parents?
Me? What? What a thrill.
See, I have the beginning of the joke, and you just finished the joke. It was a great finish.
Happy
I
to
went to
help.
the ice cream man when I was a dark little child. I went to the ice cream man. I was a gloomy little child, and I said, could I have an apocalypse? And you know what he said? Where are your parents?
It's just, I think you could probably write something better than that. Like, what does it even mean? What does it even mean? What does it all mean? There's a deeper meaning there, don't you think?
Well, I think that a dark little child like myself has deeper meanings all over the place. If you want to really explore it in the time that we have left, which we've gone 10 minutes over, how
Yeah,
are you
sorry.
going to edit this at all? So what's next for you, Roger? Well, I think I'm going to probably retire at age 65. I'll probably be able to uh, get out of debt. I have a pension from the SAG Actors Guild, from things like Clueless and The Brave Little Toaster, and I did a sitcom and I was on the Carol Burnett show. So I made enough money to retire
Wait,
comfortably.
remember when I was gonna ask you about all that?
I don't know, were you?
Do you want to hear the questions that I had planned?
Yeah, just run them down. I'm not going to answer a single
No,
one of
I'm
them.
just gonna read through them until I get to
Yeah,
the.
go
Oh, well,
through
I
them.
have
See,
one last one
let,
for you
let's
because
see how we did.
we didn't get past the first two, but okay.
It's totally my fault.
No, it's all my fault. This is the way it runs, honestly. If
I'm
you
sorry
really
you
do
prepared for
watch these
nothing.
things, when did you realize you wanted to enter the? Wow, that's not what it says. But whatever the first one was. Um,
Wait a minute. How were you going to ask me that if you don't know what it was?
well, I did ask you that. That was the first thing I
One
asked,
was
but
that?
uh, I just wrote it wrong because
Okay, all
I don't
right.
know. I
Pass.
was writing it at school.
Let's keep going. And you're doing this instead of schoolwork?
I don't have any. I'm like I suck at school. I don't even
So
have
this is
anything to
what you
do.
do?
They like gave up.
You're in class and you're studying, biology and you're writing
Well,
Roger
I
Kabler
did
questions.
biology already. I
Good.
only have I have social studies first period, and then I
Oh,
have
this is
study hall, and Then I have a class where we watch movies. I swear that's the actual class we watch movies.
That's a
And then we
cool
talk about
class.
our feelings on them. That's how we're graded.
What did you
Then
guys watch recently?
right now we're watching Interstellar. Have you ever
Pretty.
seen that?
I would, yeah, I think I did. Is that with all right, all right.
I don't even know. Honestly,
All
I'm
right,
like barely. I
let's
got
get back to
sick,
the
so I
question.
missed a whole bunch of it.
You probably do well in school, right? Do you do pretty well in school?
No,
You can admit you're a nerd if you need to.
I'm really bad at school. I'm like
Okay,
really
okay,
bad.
I'm sorry. I had you read wrong. I know you're smart, but maybe not. Okay. Let's hear the questions. And I'm not going to answer anything. I'll just hear what you prepared today
Is this
that I didn't
necessary?
answer.
I mean, yeah, let's do it. Do you find you've been absorbed in the arts most of your life? What kind of impressions do you like to do? What's your favorite impression, Roger? When did you find some inspiration from Robin Williams? What do you think it was about Robin that really drew you into doing impressions of him? What made you decide to create being Robin? Then I asked you a couple of these, so let's just skip those. Um, what's your favorite role you've ever gotten to play? Ever. Do you enjoy writing comedy, or do you enjoy doing it off the cuff? And then I asked you about spontaneity, but you don't know about it. Do you feel about dramatic roles? Tell me a little bit about your painting. I'd like to hear something about that. Is that the same kind of thrill as performing? Where can people
Hmm.
watch Being Robin? And the very last one, I always traditionally ask my guests for words of wisdom, but I haven't asked you that yet. But that'll be the last question if that's okay with you.
Um, there's a bunch of good questions. Too bad we didn't get to the interview today. Would have been nice. But yeah, I think we covered certain things. We talked about the art. We talked about how I got into doing Robin. Um, you know, I do want to do some dramatic acting. When this whole Robin Williams thing, I've done Robin Williams quite enough. Um, I'm feeling sad that I didn't get to do a USO tour and people overseas could see what we were doing. But I have given 10 years of my life to this project and I'm
Right,
tired.
yes.
And I think I've given all I can. So that's hopefully a good answer to all of that. And yeah, and I don't necessarily need to be a funny guy anymore. If that happens, that's great. But I have some serious aspirations to do other things.
Right, yeah, yeah, wow. I think you are naturally a funny guy.
Are you addressing moi?
Oh, yes, of course.
I can't help it. My mother was really funny. I'm going to show you my mom.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, hi, Roger's mom. Aw, sweet.
Yeah, she passed away a couple years ago, but I say hi to her every morning, and this
Oh,
is how I remember. She's a riotous person. She's
really?
naughty and very, very funny person. Anyway,
So you inherited your funny. That's so sweet.
yeah, I got it from my mom. I'm very much my mom. I was thinking about a movie where a guy, it's like being Robin. His mom dies, and he's very conservative. And he's very like a, you know, disciplined person and very starchy. And his mom died, and he gets haunted by her. I want to say possessed, and he starts being all the things that she was, like a drunk and like loose and hanging out at bars and being really noxious and funny. And I thought that would be a great character change for me.
That would be cool. Are you
It's a
thinking
kind of
about
a fun
that? Is that like
idea
something
that I'm
you'd want
working
to
on.
pursue doing?
Yeah, because I get to play both. And the bitterness of that kind of drunk sarcasm, that would
You
be
love
like,
sarcasm.
who doesn't love freaking sarcasm? Oh, you just want to be an actor so you can be like your mom. That's not sarcasm, that's something else. Anyway, what was your question?
I don't even know. Like,
Well, where is the question? I'd like to hear your question.
would you like my final question?
Our final question for the $1 million. I'm gonna try to put on my think. Oh, I see you. Special occasion.
Absolutely. I came off the floor for this. Roger, do you have any words of the wisdom you could bestow upon us?
Yes, and this is serious.
Okay, let's hear it.
Thank you for your question. By the way, that you're a very good, I don't want to say you're a ventriloquist, but what you do here, the two of you are a very good team.
Thank
I
you.
just noticed that when Anna Lynn is talking, you are completely still, and I don't know how you do that.
I do try to be. It took a lot of
Well, I think it's part of the craft. But okay, I really want everybody to hear this because I don't know what your viewership is. I don't know who your people are, and this is to you too. If you should run into, and this is my experience, I ran into trouble. I was a young actor. I was very prominent. I was on the Tonight Show. I was on Arsenio Hall. I was very front and center. I started an NBC sitcom. The LA Times listed me of one of the 5 people to watch that year. I mean, I was famous for a minute. When it all unraveled, I fell apart, but I kept trying and I kept doing drugs and I kept trying to be an actor and I kept falling apart, but I hung in there. And you know what resulted from that? I almost died. So the point is, if you're in trouble, whether it's emotional, mental illness, drugs and alcohol, grief, and you're in show business or any kind of business that you're devoted to, you can step away, get well. Because guess what? Once you are able to come back, it's still there for you. You can come back. And I have 2 words for you, Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, right, yeah.
That is his story. And it's also mine. I got out of show business long enough to get well and was able to come back and do the best work of my life. So I'm telling you this, and I'm telling anybody who's listening, if you are having these issues, you can stop. Stop trying to Amy Winehouse it and stay in it. Get out of it for a while. Give yourself a rest. A lot of what happens to people in our business is exhaustion. Drugs, alcohol, exhaustion. It's dizzying, it's exhausting, and you can step away from it. And I found that show business was there when I wanted to come back. It's not easy, but it's totally possible. Okay? Those are my words of whatever you want to call it.
Wisdom. Words
Yeah.
of
Well, I
wisdom.
don't know about wisdom, but okay, I really want people to hear that.
Yes, absolutely. Me
You
too.
have a you have a right to recover. You have a right to step away and get back to who you're supposed to be in the first place.
Right.
And you will come back probably better than you did before you struggled.
That's uh, that's that's deep. Really, thank you so much
Sorry, I didn't mean
for
to.
sharing.
Let's just get back into the cookies, okay?
No, I didn't. I didn't mean that. I just mean like, yeah, that's important, and I'm glad that you shared it. Thank
I
you.
know that's what you meant.
Good. I'm glad
Some
you know.
people out there might think you were being sarcastic and funny,
I
but
don't
I
think.
knew, no, I knew you meant it.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
There are cynics that are watching right now, and she freaking meant it.
It's
Don't
okay.
question the hostess and her sidekick Sandy.
That's perfect. I was just about to say that, but thank
Well, now
you.
we can talk.
Well, there you have it. Thank you very much, Roger.